Good afternoon. It's good to have you today. I'm happy that you have tuned in, but you are logging to this my channel. My name is Reuben Kimani. Username at this channel talk about life, talk about business. We talk about business. We want to inspire thousands, if not millions, of young people like me, to start businesses, to be able to transform their lives, to be able to do basic things, basic changes, also to be able to learn from my experiences, things that you can do tomorrow, action points that you can take tomorrow. You can take charge of your life. Today we are talking about the Hustler Fund debate. Everyone is talking about Hustler Fund, star 2. The question is, have you borrowed? Have you registered? Have you repaid some amounts? Let me ask you, why did you borrow? Is it for consumption or did you borrow to start a business? Let's be honest. Can you tell me down there, why did you borrow the Hustler Fund? Is it for business? Is it for consumption? Did you want to buy food? Did you want to buy furniture? You wanted a very nice shoe, very nice electronics, very nice phone, and you found a way to borrow. We know the Hustler Fund, and at this point, we would like to thank the government for doing this. This is the millions of people out there, small businesses out there. I believe a few of them benefit from this fund. As you comment down there, please let us know why you borrowed. Let's be honest as possible. We have so many funds in this country. We have so many channels for borrowing loans. We have mobile lending, which is so I ran in the newspaper yesterday about challenges that mobile loans people are having in Western Kenya. Some people have been scarred, have been affected by these mobile loans, especially young people. Why are loans important? Are loans important in the first place? And the we started username in the year 2013, a big loan myself. I took an that is how important you can imagine the price you have invested. So loans, the first question. Are loans important? Yes, they are very important. Do you need them? The answer is yes, you need these loans. The other question is to ask, what should you consider, especially for millions of young people today? What should you consider when you are picking these loans? And the last, are there other sources of funds that you can have so that you succeed in your loan? We also like to ask ourselves, is the problem I have, this is to the individuals who are watching today, the millions of young people, even old people who are picking hustler loans. Let us ask ourselves hard questions. In the past, because you have taken the funds, is it the problems, the loan, the money, the capital? In business, we say the biggest capital is the person. You as a person are the biggest capital you can ever have. It is not the money facilitator. We acknowledge the fact that you need money to move this. Money moves the world. Money shines light into the world. That is the reality. So you need money. But is the problem the money? Let us ask ourselves all those questions. As you engage your view, dial star 254 to take a hustler loan. You can tell us whether you take the loan, you have done with it, and stuff like that, so that we learn together. Today I want to awaken something else apart from the fact that you need money to start a business. You need money to survive. I want to tell you something else, that you can do things differently. That even when you don't have hustler fund, because not everyone will qualify, you can succeed. Let's start by asking ourselves, are loan important for business? Username was started by a loan by 3 of our directors. We borrowed unsecured loans. That's how loans are important. And you can do too. But you have to ask yourself hard questions. What are some of the benefits of loans, especially to business? Today, I know there are people who are watching me who have taken loans to do consumption. It's good to be honest with yourself. We are not going to charge you about that. But today we are focusing more on business. What are the benefits of loan to business? There are entrepreneurs who have used loans to start a business. There are so many businesses in this country, even our parents, our uncles, our aunties, people you know, they have succeeded by taking loans and doing business. Do you know of others who have failed, you never know. We only see successes, we don't see the people who have failed. Number two, loans can help you scale up. And I did a post a few days ago. If you go to BK in all my channels, you'll find a post I did about loans are best when you are scaling up a business. What does it mean? When you are growing your business, you have already tested the idea that you want. Do you want photography? Do you want grocery? Down in the village, the business? Do you want selling merchandise? These are shoes, t-shirts, a big business in town right away. Do you want those? It's good to start from scratch or not. If you are growing up, if you are growing up, those are very good because you tested the idea behind that business. Most ideas that you have in mind cannot work. If I test the idea, you know whether it can work. Number three, loans have been used to production, especially those who manufacture. You buy things that go billions of shillings. Loan can help you that then you spread, then you pay in like 10 years period. Some of these big machinery, you see big buildings have been funded by loans. It would have been impossible for these entrepreneurs to achieve this if it were not for loans. Loans can also be used to boost your cash flow in business. Can also be used to increase your stock and all manner of things. Why am I trying to give you this benefit? I don't want to discourage you from taking loans because they are important. But I want you to learn, to understand, to invest in knowledge, to know when to pick loans. When I look at Asra, for example, we are not talking about, some people will put takes into it. I'm not interested. Millions of people. 13 million people had registered. I think by yesterday, 6 billion has been disbursed. It is like the way M-Pesa became very successful. Hustler Fund might become very successful. But for it to become a success, we need to see success in the villages. We need to see success in towns. And what will determine the level of success? I'm here to do what maybe the government is going step by step. They have provided you a platform, money. We have had Uwezo Fund, we have had Women Fund, we have had all manner of funds. There are also other funds you may not know about. You just need to. There are so many ways to. The government has gone one step. But the next step is to ask yourself, how would I use that money to be a success? How would I use that money to generate more? How, when I borrow that 1,000 shillings, how can I make 1,500? You'll do that when you critically ask yourself extremely hard question. Loans are good, my friends. Even as a loan, the government has trillions of shillings in loans. Banks, organization, you don't know whether Username Investment has a loan. But the question, do I need that loan? How can I best use that loan to make money, to make wealth? That's the question I'm trying to answer today as I go step by step to give you some details here and there. I don't want to discourage you. I want to encourage you to go a step further apart from picking those loans. The next question I wanted to answer is, what factors should you consider before taking a business loan? I'm going to list them very fast. Number one, you need to ask yourself, do you need the loan in the first place? When I look at my friends, my relatives, people who are closest to me, people who have done small businesses here and there, some of them have failed. But you ask yourself, is it the money? And most of the time, it is not the money. They were exposed to the money. For those taking all manner of fund, whether you are taking it from the bank, from the apps, Akina Tala, Akina Branch, and all those guys, whether you are taking it from Shylocks, whether you are taking it from Hustler Fund, it is all the same. The next question you ask, have you had an opportunity to take loans before and your small business or your small idea did not become a success? Why did it fail? Even before you take Hustler Fund, why did the idea that you did last time fail? Those are questions you need to ask, because we want people, as they take these loans, to be able to be successful. This is extremely important to me. When we picked a loan in the year 2013, I had saved so much money by that time. I saved almost half of that money plus my partner and stuff like that. I had tested this idea even before I started with that loan. I had done so much of research at that time, such that I had a percentage of probability of success. Most of us are starting businesses. They are borrowing money from their parents, from their friends, from Hustler Fund, from Tala, from Shylocks, and banks most of the time they will not give you because they don't fund ideas. That is the essence. Because some of these ideas will fail. Some of you have tested things in the villages, in towns today. It did not work. But now you want to take Hustler Fund and make the same idea that failed work. For you to be able to repay that Hustler Fund, that loan, very important, you have to work on something that you have tested. There are so many things people have done. People have done, people have sold clothes in the markets, all manner of businesses. They have done service business and it was returning profit. Those small ideas that you have tested, especially to my young people who are listening today, those very small ideas that you have tested over the years, some of them have worked, but you did not have a way of expanding them. This is the time to take loans and expand for those ideas that worked. If you try new ideas, most likely you will not be able to repay that fund. So you need to work with something that has worked in the past. You have tested so many things. And even when you pick this Hustler Fund and other loans that are available in the market, please work on something that has worked. And if you are testing something, please do your research so well. Educate, absorb, get knowledge to understand how business work. Get knowledge to understand how loans work. Get how to save. Acknowledge the government has to ensure part of that fund to yourself. That because they also want to train you that you can save. Some people don't need a fund today. Some people don't need to be funded because you can sell your phone instead of be able to do some business. There are people who are number three, number two, the consideration. Choice reading. And that's where I was going. Ask yourself, 1,000, 5,000, 10,000 you are picking, 50,000 you are picking. Is it the best one? Because you have to pay with interest. You can get that somewhere else. Number three, how long is the road? For us, taking, I think, some of more for big loans, I think, very big. The longer the duration, the more the that you pay. But you are doing. Some businesses, if you are paying a mortgage, it has to be long. For loans, you need to be short and depending on what you are doing. I acknowledge the hard work people go through in this country. You wake up at, used to wake up at 5 a.m. at some point. Used to live quite far when I was in internship. Used to see so many people that early in the morning. Kenyans are very hard to appreciate this. Number three, do you have a for this zone? For those who have collateral, you have to be very careful. And people, when you go to, you will find people being auctioned. People are auctioned. Young people invest in knowledge. Understand how business work, how loans work, how I work with things that are physical things. You can be short of money, but you never have ideas and knowledge. Knowledge is mostly free. As you stream in YouTube, you listen to videos like this. You need a video of how you can send out businesses. You can start with money. You need a Hustler Fund. Businesses you start with 10,000. If you go Google, YouTube, businesses you start with 50,000. You still get businesses that start with money. Go and look at that video. I've done it because that is you need money. Don't get me wrong. You need the money. You need to understand how money works, how wealth works, how investment works. I'm trying to be vague. Look for information. That's what you need more than money. If you do that, realize the next time I take Hustler, I take 1,000. I try to 1,000. At some point, you don't need that, and that's the idea. That idea because the Hustler idea, because I know out of 100% of the people, and those are million numbers. Is ready things to consider. Number one, do you need the loan? Number two, is loan the best choice for funding your business? Number three, how long term? What's the duration of the loan? Number four, you have collateral. number 5 is criticalness. One of the things that have been trending is about whether people pay or not. I don't know to pay because you should pay your loan. You need to improve your credit worth. Especially for young people, when you repay loans, you have you are 30 this one until you are 100, 7 years. Anytime you go to a financial institution, these people are they have to check your credit worthiness. Always remember this. It is your best any loan you ever pick, whether it's house, whether it's car, whether it's freezer, whether it's a banks that you don't, it's in your best interest to any loan you ever pick. So next time you want to be low and check the director of that business. You're a big business because of your bad credit. So those who are inside, maybe you are damaging your credit worthiness. That is, this is called, if you go to the West world, credit is so important. People are extremely careful because that determines how best you can succeed in life. Most of these things, get a car, you can walk your bank, get how the rest works, and be ahead there. So your credit worthiness is extremely important. What other sources of funds as I finish can you use instead of loans? I did an article and I said if you can be able to fund your ideas, your consumption business instead of taking from other sources instead of would be very bad. Some people have suffered seriously because they have been owned, their homes are owned. You need to check around and you realize you have such people. Loans have on the knowledge you have, depending on how you are prepared in your idea. Have you done this? Do you understand the market? How you are going to generate money, pay interest, pay the loan? What other sources? Number 1, personal savings. I save a lot of money at this business. That's one of the things I'm proud about. Most of the construction loans specifically, if you are buying phone, clothing, avoid taking loans. Use the savings, and by the way, you can save with an objective. Saving with an objective. You start doing, I want to start a certain business January next year. You start saving early enough. And the people save 3 days well over a year. You know, in December, you Mombasa. So in January, you start saving small amounts. Saving can help you avoid loans. Almost half of the money we need for business over time that you want to go business, don't depend on loans. And I was lucky to get a secured loan, and you can too. But the business starting is something we have done a lot of research. The rate of failure increases when you have very little. What other sources? You can sell items in your rack, items in your living room that you don't need. You may have phones you can sell one. You have a very powerful app, maybe you don't need it. You can look in your closet, you can look in home, workplace, in your personal things that you don't need and them off to start a business. Even if you get 200, you'll be amazed how much you can look around your home, around where you work, things you do. Looks very small, but why should you go and borrow 1,000 when you can sell some shoes that you don't need? These days we have online platforms when you can do this. You just need to go out. It looks like free, but go out there and try. You'll be amazed on how much you'll be able to tips. But chamas are for people to be able to buy first because it's more secure. You feel bad when you're not in a group. We are beings. We are driven by communities. You can use chamas to save. Some of them ladies, women have raised a lot of money for banking. You can do the same as a way of helping yourself save. You can come together and start a business. You give 20,000 100,000, when you have that is 100, and then you start an idea, something that you could not have started by yourself. You can look for all these funds, fund, I don't know, I see women fund, I don't know, understand how it works. I'm talking knowledge, knowledge, extremely important. Go to Google, go to Facebook, go to government, or how it works. And we perish lack of. Go out there, you'll discover so many ways of raising money. Another way you can get money instead of loans, we have investors. These are private equity funds, angel investors, which is very common with, especially those in the ICT sector, not just in the ICT sector, majorly in the ICT. People are willing to fund us, and that's why I'm talking about information. There are people in this town who will guide you, outright proposals. If you're running a business idea that get funded, people have received, I know company received 200 million. A grant. This is equity funds. You have to return that money. But you see, it gives you a boost. And you didn't need to invest in looking for information. Do they work? Are you in that space? Some young people have left university. They have done technology degrees, for example. I'm leaning to that's what I've done. I know there are many other, as big as Foods, for example. That's a big that has received. Last time they received 5 billion. Can you use investing to fund your business? Something we have considered. It looks very difficult. But why did you go to school for those many years if you can't find a way to understand how these funds work? Put an idea, proposals, do pilot, all those iterations, learn how they work. You based on how much you can do. So I challenge some of us today, learn how they work. Who can teach you? You'll be amazed that you have an idea that can be funded out there. The other one is accelerators. We have people who do this. You can come and put your business there, and then they look for funding you. Of course, you have to pay with equity. You might have an idea. These are called business accelerators. They provide support for new businesses at different stages. We have examples here. There's one called Growth Hub, Mess Incubator. There's Lake Hub in Kisumu, where it's a project, Chadaria Business Incubator. There's this IBs, this hobby. I have heard about NILAB, iHub, and all those hubs. They're quite a, you need to find information to understand how do they work, how do they apply. I may not have information at this point. Living, especially young people, go out there, look at how things work, invest in information before you take the money. Let me tell you, if you're given Hustler Fund, for example, you are given 100 million things today without how to double that money, to make that may be lost in a days. That's why we are saying, if you can't handle 1,000 shillings, you can't handle a million. You are trusted with little, will be trusted with much. That is the that is crowdfunding. I'm seeing many ideas so that you can go exploring. Crowdfunding is, we have a Changa, people do that, and they have challenges, diseases, schools, and stuff like that. Other people who raise links from some of these online there. I challenge you to go look at them. Some will look at more social could be those stories. So you can funding out of it. I would like to challenge my young people today. Don't be afraid of looking foolish. Don't be afraid of looking not trendy. You are not trendy. Boring things. Things that don't climb with the gang. With their crowd. First, try to do things that make sense to you. For information, even if people try to execute some of these, a few ideas that are shared, the video I don't want it to be very conclusion. We don't need draws. But what we need more, is that we need more knowledge, more information. Really, we live at a time other. We live at a time which our fathers have access to figures. Right now you can Google. How can I, which business start? Business can I start with 50,000 shillings? How can I start a real estate business? How can I start a law? How can I start a groceries business? All those questions online. Your work is to try these ideas for. That's why we are telling you to follow us. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And I know whether people have taken hustler loans and whether I want to, that's the beginning of transforming your life. Be honest. Did you take it for business? Did you take it for consumption? I'd like to end this by reading something I wrote a few days ago, very fast. The best use for loans is expansion, not for starting a business. At the startup phase, most businesses hang in the balance, and it is easier to fail than to succeed. According to research, 8 out of 10 businesses fail in the first year of operation, according to research. That's why banks don't fund startups, because it is too risky. Rather, they instead fund ideas which are tried and tested. For some business ideas, it is possible to get wide ideas that need very little capital to start. When you know you want to start a business in future, you start accumulating capital early by savings. I have seen people take undesirable jobs just to raise capital for a business idea they believe in. Unless loans are completely unavoidable, other sources to start a business. You can use savings, you can sell off extra stuff that you might not be using. For example, TVs, smartphones, unused land, partnering with others like chamas, etc. Lastly, when you use loans for startup businesses, you must work with tried and tested ideas and markets. Thank you so much for watching this. We hope that you are going to responsibly. You hope that you are going to invest in knowledge, in information, even to take these loans. All the best in your ideas as you implement them. We just hope all of us will be successful, and you'll also enjoy the fruits of our labor, the fruits of living in a country like ours. God bless you. See you next time.